Fighting cancer is not easy. Beating cancer, sometimes even more difficult.
Yeah, and when the person in that battle is a toddler with Down syndrome, there's an entire list of reasons to be down. Well, tonight, the story of little Indy Jones and the fantasy house keeping everyone's hopes up.
Okay, what do we got here?
When it comes to life's little celebrations,
I've never done this before, so.
There's not enough color.
The shortest balloons are going to be 6 feet.
Or strings.
The longest string is going to be 12 feet long.
Or helium in the world that could adequately celebrate what this little girl has done.
You guys are saving grace.
For a family that's lived through some of the most heart-wrenching of downs.
Is that looking okay?
On this day, in this moment, they are celebrating the ups.
Heart-wrenching, but so joyful at the same time.
That right there is how Tara and Brian Jones remember the last 4 years of life. 4 years with Indy, 4 years with Down syndrome, and 4 years with a disease.
Not just cancer, but a rare form of cancer.
That just would not go away.
It was horrible, and it was hard, and I was an emotional mess seeing my baby that sick. It was so hard.
What color's your car, Indy Lou?
For nearly a year of her short life, Indy was in a battle just to keep it.
Blue? What's the other? Yellow.
She fought cancer. She beat cancer. And by the way this little girl rolled through hospital halls, well, she likely never understood she even had cancer.
She's happy. She's so happy all the time.
In celebration, Make-A-Wish Foundation built Indy a backyard playhouse.
Want to come try this chair?
With a certain theme she loved from a certain movie she loved.
It just has become like our thing. Indy loves the movie Up.
Featuring a tiny mailman she loved.
And Indy makes the cutest little rustle, if you've seen the show, the cutest little rustle.
And from the outside looking in, life
Indy Lou
was up.
Come here, sweet girl.
But before she could even break in the new chairs, her adventure with cancer
It was just the deepest punch in the gut ever.
came back.
She's got a feeding tube in. She can't walk. She can't stand.
Yeah.
She can't talk. You know, she doesn't want to move.
Chemo didn't work. Transfusions didn't work. And there was a painfully short moment
Okay, she could go any second now.
when her tiny little body did not work.
So we go and we like whisper in her ear, like, we love you, and it's okay if you want to go, you know, and just let her know that she was so special.
Now, there's a picture from the hospital where if you look closely enough, away from the tubes and the broken skin, Indy's fingers are crossed.
I shared that on my social media.
And what she got was fingers crossed from every corner of the world.
It made me think, like, if there ever was a time that God is going to give a miracle to somebody and save them, it's now. And it's her.
This way.
4 days later, and with no explanation from science, cancer cells were back down. And the smiles were back up.
I'm grateful for today. And there's no promise for tomorrow, or, you know, there's no guarantees of anything. But guess what? I have her today, and she's healthy today, and she's doing well.
And while Indy's adventures are far from over, and with her family moving,
they're moving on to another adventure, and we're so happy and excited for them.
It'll be the last celebration in this backyard.
Is that gonna be so fun?
But there's one last thing that needs taken care of.
But they built the house in place, and where we moved, there's no access to the backyard, so there's no way to get this out except it's got to float out of here.
I'm going to be over the center when I start so I know where I'm at.
She's brought lots of miracles to our street, Indy has, and one of them is flying houses.
You should be about center.
It's so wonderful because it means Indy's home and Indy's well.
Fighting cancer certainly deserves a playhouse.
Again, if we're going to do something, we're going to do it good.
Beating cancer will earn you
You
balloons.
can go ahead and start putting some tension on it.
And beating cancer for a second time,
You can see Carl.
So magical, huh?
well, that gives you every reason in the world
You clap your hands?
to look up.
Even more grateful today for Indy's life and the miracles that we've been living. We're off to Paradise Falls. We'll send you guys a postcard.
Yes, off to Paradise Falls. Indy has been cancer-free for almost 2 months now. So she keeps getting checks, and fingers crossed, as we saw right there. Hopefully all continues to end well for her. So fantastic. Good to see that.
That was a beautiful story. And little Indy, oh my goodness.
That's awesome. What a great story and what a cool picture. See that house floating out there?
Oh, yeah. What a sight, huh?
Yeah, smile on that girl's
what a
face.
sight.
Good luck to
Wow.
her and her family.
Absolutely.